Hi students, how are you? Shall we start the class? This is lesson stoichiometry. In stoichiometry, we are discussing types of concentrations. In types of concentration, we discuss molarity, molality, mole fraction, normality till now. In normality, there is a term. What is the term? Equivalent weight. Is the number of equivalents of the solute present in 1 liter of solution. How to get the equivalents? Weight by equivalent weight. In the case of molarity, weight by molecular weight. Student get a doubt. In molecular weight, no confusion, but how to get the equivalent weight? In this video, I am explaining how to get the equivalent weight of a substance. The equivalent weight of a substance is given by molecular weight of the solute by valence factor, N factor. This is different in different cases. Take acids, bases, salts, oxidizing and reducing agents. How to calculate equivalent weights in all the 4 cases? That we are learning in this video. First, let us take acids. How to get equivalent weight of acid? It is given by the expression molecular weight by base Ct. What is the meaning of base Ct? Base Ct is defined as the number of replaceable H plus ions in the acid. So, these are the expressions for the equivalent weight of acids. Shall we see some examples to understand the base Ct? Let us take 4 examples. Out of them, the first one is hydrochloric acid. See, in the hydrochloric acid, one hydrogen is there. Whenever it is reacting with bases, we can remove this hydrogen easily because the HCl is covalent. This has partial positive charge and partial negative charge. Hydrogen is connected to highly electronegative chlorine atom. Whenever hydrogen atom is joined to highly electronegative atoms such as fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, like that, they can be easily replaceable. The chlorine is highly electronegative, so this is polar covalent bond. This hydrogen is replaceable. So what is the base Ct now? 1. One hydrogen is removable. Say for example, HCl react with NaOH. What is the salt form here? In the place of hydrogen, we substitute Na. What do you get? NaCl. So NaCl is a daughter of HCl. So how many hydrogen atoms are replaceable? Number of replaceable hydrogen atoms? 1. So base Ct is by 1. Let us take acetic acid. Many students are under the misconception that how many hydrogens? All hydrogens are replaceable. It is not correct. See, for example, in the formula CH3COOH, how many hydrogens are there? 4 hydrogens. Can you imagine the base Ct 4? No, the base Ct not 4. Even 4 hydrogen atoms are present, only one is removable. So what is the base Ct? 1. It is not tetrabasic. Even 4 hydrogen atoms are there. It is not tetrabasic acid. What is the reason behind it? Here, out of 4 hydrogen atoms, see, this is hydrogen atom, this is hydrogen atom, this is hydrogen atom, this is hydrogen atom. Here, in the case of CH bond, see, in the case of CH bond, polarity is not there because closely electronegative. So, these are non-polar hydrogens, not removable, not replaceable when it reacts with base like that. So, hydrogen is highly removable since it is joined to highly electronegative oxygen. See, highly electronegative oxygen. So, what is the base Ct here? Only one removable. So, by 1. It is very clear. Next example, say sulfuric acid. Two hydrogens are there, two are removable. See here OH, polar bond, here polar covalent bond, here two are removable. So what is the basicity here? Dibasic acid. This is monobasic acid, this is monobasic acid, this is dibasic acid. Since it is dibasic acid, molecular weight by 2. So 98 by 2, 49. Let us go to the fourth example. Hypophosphorus acid, very important, H3PO2. See how many hydrogens are here? 3 hydrogens. Can you imagine it is a tribasic acid? No, all hydrogen atoms are maybe replaceable, may not be replaceable. See the bond here, see 3 hydrogens, pH, this is non-polar bonds. These are closely electronegative, so these are not removable. O, highly electronegative, so this is replaceable. So even 3 hydrogen atoms are there, only one is replaceable. So what is the basicity here? One only. Shall we see some other examples for equivalent weights? Equivalent weights of oxyacids of phosphorus. Already one example is over. Same example I am showing here so as to comparison becomes very easy. See here H3PO2, previous one only. We discussed that only, H3PO2. Even 3 are there, all are not replaceable. How many are replaceable? Only one replaceable. Here see the basicity now. 1 basic monobasic acid by 1. In the similar fashion, say phosphorus acid, how many hydrogens here? 3 hydrogens. But out of 3, only 2 are removable. The reason being, 2 hydrogen atoms are only joined to oxygen atom. So what is the basicity here? Dibasic 2. Same fashion, imagine phosphoric acid is also called orthophosphoric acid. 3 are there, all 3 are replaceable because all are joined to oxygens. So what is basicity here? By 3. Now suppose these are acids. You know the meaning of neutralization. What is neutralization? When acid reacts with a base, salt and water are formed. See, these acids are reacting with bases. So how many hydrogens are removable? Say for example, all the acids are reacting with NaOH. Say first example, see. When this is reacting with NaOH, this is removable in the salt. What is the salt given? NaH2PO2. Can you remove this hydrogen here? When it is reacting with NaOH, not possible. So can you imagine this salt? No, not possible. Similarly, can you remove this hydrogen? Not possible. These salts are possible, not possible. So what salt is possible? First salt is only possible. In the case of second case, 2 hydrogens are removable. If only capacity is 2. What is the capacity of phosphorus acid? 2 hydrogens removable. So only 1 hydrogen is removable. What is salt form? NaH2PO3. Suppose 2 are removable. What happens? This is the salt form. So there are 2 types of possibilities. 1 is removable, 2 are removable. Maximum capacity is 2. So can you remove all the 3 hydrogen atoms in that? No, not possible. So can you imagine this type of salt, Na3PO3? Not possible. So what is the maximum number of replaceable hydrogen atoms in the 2? So by 2. Shall we take the last one? See, all are removable because all are polar hydrogen atoms by 3. So how many are removable? 1 is removable, 2 are removable, 3 are removable. See at a glance which salts are possible, which salts are impossible. See here, first case, hypophosphorus acid case. In this case, first case, see, in this case, Only one salt is possible. This is impossible. Say in this case, 2. In 2 steps, 2 salts are possible. Say in third stage, all 3 are possible. All are possible. I think we have understood the equivalent weights of oxalic acid of phosphorus and which salt is possible with the oxalic acid, which salt is impossible. Next, what is acidic salt? What is normal salt? Shall we see the example? Example 1. In this video, we are studying the neutralization reaction. You know neutralization? What is neutralization? When acid reacts with a base. When acid reacts with a base, salt and water are formed. When acid reacts with a base, salt and water are formed. This is said to be neutralization. Here, what is the basicity of sulfuric acid? 2. But how many hydrogens are removable here? How many? We are removing one only, salt. Say in next step, let us say this one, this NaHSO4 reacting with NaOH. This is the reaction possible. Now add the two reactions. See here, what are cancelled here? This NaHSO4 and the NaHO get cancelled. If you add the two reactions, adding the first reaction, second reaction, what get cancelled? NaHSO4, this is cancelled, this is cancelled. So what we get? H2SO4 plus 2 NaOH, Na2SO4 plus 2 water. This is net equation. Here the interesting point is, see here, salt is there. In this case, second case, acid is reacting with base. So this salt acting like an acid. So this is called acidic salt. What is acidic salt? Salt which acts like an acid in the neutralization reaction. Can you remove anything here in this reaction? Hydrogen is not possible here. So this is called normal salt. I think we are very clear about what is acidic salt and normal salt. Acidic salt means hydrogen is there, but removable hydrogen atom should be there. I will give you one more example. Phosphoric acid. Say here, what is the capacity of that one? H3PO4. It is forming this one. Capacity is 3, but we are removing one only. Next is, this is acting like an acid. So, in next reaction, this salt produced in the first reaction, this salt produced in the first reaction is coming here working like an acid. So this is called acidic salt. Again this salt is formed. Is it acidic salt or normal salt? Imagine. Sometimes hydrogens are available, cannot be removable. I told you in other previous chart. In salts, hydrogen atoms are there, but they cannot react. These are normal salts. Please check that earlier table, you will understand very clearly. The hydrogen atom is there, but still it can react with NaOH. See here, this is also acidic salt. Okay, so we add all that. Here cancel this one, NaH2PO4, NaH2PO4, this NaH2PO4, this NaH2PO4. What do we get expression? This only. So just check the previous chart of oxalic acid of phosphorus, identify which is normal salt, which is acidic salt in that. We are discussing the lesson stoichiometry in the types of concentration. In the types of concentration, we have covered molarity, molality, mole fraction, normality. In normality, we use the term equivalent weight. What is the meaning of equivalent weight? Equivalent weight will be calculated for acids, bases, salts and oxidizing reducing agents. In earlier video, I have covered what are the different methods of getting a equivalent weight for different acids. Now we are discussing about equivalent weight of bases. Here what equivalent of base? Molecular weight by acidicity. There in the case of acids, basicity. What is basicity there? Just recollect the point. Basicity is the number of replaceable H plus ions in the acid. In the case of this one, acidicity number of replaceable OH minus ions. I will give you some examples. The examples are NaOH. Take this one NaOH. When it reacts with acid, what is the salt form? NaCl. It means OH is covered by OH is substituted by chlorine atom here. So what is the equivalent weight here? 1, because NaOH can give one product NaCl. If it is reacting, the MgOH twice reacting with the HCl, what happens? In the place of OH, how many chlorines will come? 2 chlorines will come. MgCl2 is formed. So replaceable is OH, 2OH. So 2 bibasic acid. Calcium hydroxide. Do you imagine the salt with HCl? CaCl2. Like that, imagine. So 2 hydroxyls are removable by 2. Like that. This is a simple method for getting equivalent weight of bases. The next one is equivalent weight of salts. In the case of equivalent weight of salts, molecular weight by total charge on the cation or anion. Generally, the charge on the cation is equal to charge on the anion. Okay, charge on the cation is equal to anion. So total charge gets cancelled in the case of salts. I will give you some examples. Example 1, NaCl. What are the charges here? Na plus 1, Cl minus 1. Both will be equal in the case of salt. In the case of radicals, it may be different. Plus 1, minus 1 number will, ion will come different. This is salt. So this positive part is equal to negative part. So what is it? 1 number. In the case of magnesium chloride, take the molecular weight by 2. This will be equal. Plus value is equal to minus value plus 2. In the case of aluminum sulfate, how you get plus 6 there? For aluminum, what is the charge? Aluminum Al plus 3. What is charge on the sulfate? SO4 minus 2. For aluminum plus 3. Aluminum plus 3. How many aluminiums here? 2 aluminum. 2 into plus 3. How much charge? Plus 6. For sulfate, what is the charge? SO4 minus 2. Minus 2. Minus 2 into how many sulfates here? 3. 3 into 2, 6. Equal charge. According to crisscross method, you will get this formula. So what is the charge here? Net charge. Total charge on the cation. Total cation anion 6. So divided by 6. This is equivalent weight. Next, equivalent weight of oxidizing or reducing agents. Here N factor you take. What is N factor here? Molecular weight by total change in the oxidation number. So in the case of oxidizing or reducing agents, oxidation number may increase or decrease. Sometimes increase is possible, sometimes decrease is possible. So here I will give you one example here. See, KMnO4, potassium permanganate. So in different media, the oxidation number varies. Say in acidic medium MnO4 minus 1, the oxidation number is plus 7. Here oxidation number plus 2. What is the change? 5 by 5. In the case of basic medium, plus 7 changes into plus 6. This is change in oxidation number. So what is change? 1. So by 1. In the case of neutral medium, plus 3 is the change. Okay. Here one doubt arises. What is oxidation number? That I will explain in another video. Please watch the video how to get the oxidation number and how to observe the change in oxidation number. That is a different video. Please observe. See, please remember acidic medium, basic medium, neutral medium. 5, 1, 3. Next example, potassium dichromate. Here, what is oxidation number? Plus 6. Into how many chromium atoms? 2 chromiums. Into 2 plus 12. Here in the case of chromium plus 3, 2 chromium plus 6. What is change now? 6. So what is N factor here? 6. So if you want to get the normality here, normality is equal to molarity into N factor. That I explained in the normality video. Normality is equal to molarity valency. Here what is valence factor? 6. So normality is equal to molarity into 6 in the case of potassium dichromate. But whereas in the case of potassium permanganate, what is the value? The values are N factor 513. Just remember 513. Normality is equal to molarity into 5. In next case, normality molarity into 1. Next, normality molarity into 3. 513. Here 6 is the N factor. Clear? Next, in the case of normality, we have calculated, see, number of equivalent. This simple formula we are discussing from the beginning. In the normality video, I explained how to get number of moles, weight by molecular weight. Weight by molecular weight. To get the equivalence, how to get equivalents? Weight by equivalent weight. In the case of moles, weight by molecular weight. In the case of equivalents, weight by equivalent weight. This already know. Sometimes volume is given, weight is not given. How to calculate? Then take the help of this one. This is basic formula. Normality basic formula. Number of equivalents of the solute by volume of solution in the liters. Let us cross multiply. See, very easy. See here. How to get number of equivalents of the solute here? Normality into volume of the solution in liters. This, from this you bring here, normality, number of equivalents is equal to normality into volume in liters. Simple. Now left hand side I have given formula for number of equivalents. Right hand side I have given formula for milliequivalents. How to convert equivalents into milliequivalents? How to convert? 1 equivalent is equal to 1000 milliequivalents. So let us take the formula 3. Multiply by 1000. This you will get. 1000. 1 equivalent, 1000 milliequivalent. This into 1000 will get this one. Let us take this one. This into 1000, you get this one. 1 liter is equal to 1000 ml. I am writing in ml. So left hand side part into 1000, right hand side part. Next, normality is equal to molarity into valency. Okay, valency, that we will discuss next video. See here. You know the formula for normality. This is the expression I explained in the normality video. Weight by equivalent weight, 1000 volume of solution liters. Cite the formula for molarity. These expressions very clear. This already simple expressions I gave you in normality video and molarity video in previous videos. Let us divide. Let us cancel these two. What we get? Here we get. So here weight of the solute, here see weight of the solute, here weight of the solute. Because we are talking about the same solution. We are talking about the same solution. For same solution, we are talking about normality, molarity. So weight of the content is common or not? Same solution we are taking. A glucose bottle is taken. For glucose bottle, for that concentration is there. For same solution, we are expressing normality, molarity. So content, solute content is same. So cancel the weight of the solute. So what we get? This we get. Nice. Molecular weight of the solute by equivalent weight. you know the factor what we get, molecular weight of solute by equivalent weight. What do you call it? Valency, n factor. Normality by molarity, valency. So here we are getting normality molarity. Here in the case of potassium dichromate, what is calculated? Normality is molarity into 6. Explained you. In the case of H2SO4 valence effect dibasic acid, 2 normality is equal to molarity into 2. In the case of phosphoric acid, 3 hydrogen atoms are removable, valence factor 3 into 3. Like that you can calculate. I think very clear. Please see the simple points. Till now we have discussed molarity, molality, mole fraction, normality. The molarity term, the term molarity is just similar to the normality. What is similarity between molarity and normality? In molarity, volume of the solution is present. Volume of solution in latest is taken. In normality, volume of solution in latest is taken. That is the similarity between molarity and normality. Next, one more point. Since volume term is here, in both cases, both will decrease with temperature. Next, what are the differences between the molarity and normality? Here their denominator term is same, but numerator is different. What is difference between numerator? Here, in the case of molarity, molecular weight term is used. In the case of normality, equivalent weight term is used. To get the moles, what you take? Weight by molecular weight. Here what you take? To get equivalence, weight by equivalent weight is taken. This is the difference. However, the two are related by a formula. What is the formula? Normality is equal to molarity into valency. How we get the formula? Because molecular weight by equivalent weight is equal to n factor. So n factor plays a important role to connect molarity and normality. We are concluding the session today. Let us meet in the next class. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe.